Hey guys, we are in the basement. Today we're gonna do part number 9 of the Journey restoration. That is right, guys. We're gonna go to the garage and we're gonna get working on that journey again. I know it's been a long time, believe me. I need to actually get this thing done like now. So today we're gonna focus on the coin door. We're gonna focus on wiring up the coin door. Now for whatever reason, this coin door, when I got it, didn't have lights. So we're gonna be adding coin door lights to the, the little 25-cent backlit things. We're gonna make those light up, and we're gonna wire up some brand new coin door bulb holders. We're gonna basically make heads or tails of the wiring that's in there now, because it's a mess, guys. It is an absolute mess, because if you remember, this cabinet was originally, well, it was originally a Journey, and then someone wired it up to JAMA, so the thing is a mess. And we're gonna make heads or tails. Is it heads or tails, or heads and tails? We're gonna make heads or tails of all the wiring, and basically, hopefully, get it all hooked up to the harness and get it all working, the switches, the coin counter, the slam switch, the lights, all that stuff. And then also, I do want to tell you guys, I had some audio problems in this video. Towards the end of the video, I didn't realize this, but I think the microphone wasn't plugged in all the way, and so the sound is really muffled in parts, and I apologize for this. And I didn't know what to do. I tried to EQ it the best I could. You can hear what I'm saying, it's just not the best audio quality, so I apologize in advance for that. I didn't know what else to do, because the stuff that was going on was kind of important, so I had to leave it in there. And I didn't want to re-record all of the audio, because there was a lot of stuff that I covered. So I EQ'd it and tried to make it the best I could. I apologize. I got to pay closer attention to the microphone when I'm doing these videos, because it's kind of disastrous to do all of this video and then have the microphone not plugged in all the way, So anyway, enough of that. Let's get to the garage and let's get working on the Journey. All right, guys, here's where the Journey is. Let me shut this damn door. So anyway, in the last video, we addressed the control panel fully. We put on the control panel overlay, we got our rebuilt joystick on here, the buttons are all working, the joystick's working, everything's working and looking really good here as far as this portion of the cabinet is concerned. So today, in this video, the first thing I want to do is I want to work on restoring this coin door, because this is something we need to do. In a previous video, we took it all apart and we spray painted it, and it's actually looking really good here. Let me get this on the tripod. It's actually looking great, and so now I want to put all the guts back on, because the guts are all rusted, guys, and but this part, the metal part, looks great. So let's talk about the guts, because we removed basically every part off of that coin door, and we've got these little coin slots that are all rusted. I mean, look at that. And we've got this piece here, which is kind of like the back of the coin slot. It's got a lot of heavy rust on it. And normally what I would do with these parts is I would sand them. I would just sand them down. I'd go to town, and it's a lot of work, and the results are okay, So I always wanted to get a tumbler. And you know what? I got one, and we're gonna use it for the first time in this video. And actually, I just got it today. I bought it on Amazon. It was like 38 bucks. And this is the Quick and Easy Case Tumbler by Franklin Arsenal. And I guess guys that shoot guns and stuff, they use this to tumble their shells, their shell casings, because those are brass. And I guess those get tarnished and dirty, and when they're reloading, the guys that reload the ammo, they would use this to clean their brass, and then they reload from the clean shells that come out of this thing. And basically the idea here is this thing just vibrates, okay? And you need some kind of media, and this is what we're gonna use. This is a Desert Blend ground English walnut shells. Now this is, I guess, for lizards, reptiles. I got this on Amazon too. They do sell walnut shells that are labeled and marketed as to be used with a tumbler, except they cost a lot more than just buying the pet stuff, and it's the same exact thing. So anyway, let's open this up. I actually haven't even opened it yet. Yes, another unboxing video. And let's put it together and let's get going here. And by the way, look at that, huh? I got a knife. I'm sick of hearing you guys complain about me using tweezers to open up stuff. So we have a knife now. And not just any knife. Isn't that cool? Let's check it out. Yeah, that's right. There. Do I have knife cred now? Okay, we didn't use tweezers to open the box. So, all right, let's see what this thing's all about. I'm hoping this is kind of big, so we can put like big parts in here. I actually went to, what's the place called? Harbor Freight, to look at their tumblers, because they have one that they sell for like $55 or something like that. And I wasn't impressed by it. I went to the store, I went to Harbor Freight to look at it, and I think this bowl was smaller, because this is the bowl that's going to hold all of the parts. And it looked like to me that it was a pretty small bowl, and the one on Amazon was like $20 less, had a lot of good reviews, so I got it. So here's how it kind of looks from the side here. And we got to put this thing together. Hopefully it's not very hard to do. Should I read the instructions or just do it? It looks like it's pretty brainless here. Looks like this post is going to go in the center here. Yes, we're going to be putting together a tumbler in this video. Looks like we need a lock. Yes, this is the part of the video here where John puts together a tumbler. Mounting the bowl. Turn the bowl upside down and place one square note into each cavity. Okay. And, okay. Is this fun? Place the tumbler base on the bowl, blah, blah, blah. And secure the bowl. Okay, so then we just go like this. I'm guessing this thing's not very involved to put together here. Come on. And then it looks like we just take some of these guys and just throw them right here. You know, I've always wanted a tumbler, and for some reason I thought they were very expensive. And I'm looking on Amazon, and I'm like, wow, $38. And I'm like, that doesn't seem like a lot of money, really. And this is a tool that I think I'll get a lot of use out of. You know, the only downfall with this thing is that it only accepts parts that will fit in that bowl. So you're kind of limited to what you can put in here. But I think for little stuff, this thing's going to be great. You know, and the coin door has a lot of little parts, and I'll probably throw screws and stuff in here. What's happening? And they also make a rock tumbler, because the rock collector guys use these tumblers too, and you can use them to polish up rocks, basically. And I think a lot of those use like a wet method, where there's water involved. And and those are rotary drums that kind of spin like on a conveyor belt almost. I don't know how you describe it, but and I guess you can use those too. But just don't use water with the metal parts. You just basically put the media in there. And I did buy ground walnuts, and I guess you can also use corn cobs, like ground corn cobs. This thing better go together easily. Okay, I had this thing all together. It wasn't too hard, and looks kind of cool, right? So, all right, so the principle again is that this thing is gonna vibrate like crazy. And there's gonna be media in here, and the media is gonna be the ground walnut shells, and I bought stuff that was, you know, marketed as for reptiles, for reptile beds, but it's essentially the same thing that they, you know, market for tumbling. And the instructions say to fill this thing 2/3 of the way with our media. And so let's go ahead and do that. And I try to do this without making a mess. So let's see here. And I have another knife. That's right, guys. All right, let's open this up. Try to do this without... I want to be able to keep it in the garage here without it spilling everywhere. All right, so we're going to fill up this bowl 2/3 of the way. And that looks about right. Okay. And again, this stuff is just ground walnut shells, like literally just ground walnut shells. And it's going to be the abrasive. You know, as this stuff vibrates, the parts are going to be in there, and they're going to be kind of making contact with this, like almost like sandpaper. And it's going to get all that rust off. And you know, you can also use corn cob media, which is like ground up corn cobs, and I guess that will give you a more of a polished surface versus the walnuts, which is a little more aggressive. I guess this is really good for rust, and you know, I've got rust. Okay, so I went for the walnuts, not the corn cobs. I thought that the walnuts would be the way to go here. So, you know, I've never done this before, guys, so we're going to see how this works together. And I'm just trying to wonder which parts I want to put in here. So I'm going to put this in here. So this is our little coin slot. You can see that. It's all kind of rusted and tarnished. See on the inside there? We'll throw that in. We've got the other one right here. Let's toss that in. Why not? That will fit in there. Let's throw that in. Now, some of this stuff is too big. I can't put this stuff in there. I'd love to, but it's just too big. So, kind of am limited what I can put in here. I think I'm going to put all the screws in there. Why not? So let's take all of our old screws, and let's throw those in there. Okay. So here's all of the screws I took off the coin door, and some of them are really bad, you know, like look at this. Look at that thing, huh? Really filthy. I hope we can find them again. So let's put these in there. Some of this stuff, I'm just looking here, there's like a bunch of junk in here too. And we're just gonna toss all of our screws in here. Okay, we're gonna tumble all those. I actually had some screws that I pulled off of the marquee bracket right here. Look at these guys. Look how rusted those are. Let's toss those in there. I'd love to put this in there. I think that's risky with the artwork. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I think it's going to start eating away the artwork. I'd love to try that, but I'm not going to be the guinea pig for that. All right, so let's see what else we have here. I really would like to put that in there somehow, but that's just way too big. So we're gonna have to address this some other method. And then we have this thing here. Should we throw this in? Why not? This is the slam switch. It's got some rust on it. We'll toss that in there. And I think that's about it for parts. I'm just kind of looking around, see if there's anything else we can toss in there. And that's it. Now, we're going to do something else too. And I read about this online. You can squeeze Novus in here. Now, Novus is like a plastic polish. It's kind of like a very fine grit liquid sandpaper. And they have Novus 1, 2, and 3. And 3 is the most abrasive. 2 is in between. And then 1 is almost like a very clear plastic cleaner. And Novus 2 is what a lot of the pinball guys use to clean their pinball play fields and their plastics. And it's just a it's a polish, with a little bit of grit in it for just very, very subtle abrasive action when you're, polishing a play field. Again, it's almost like using a very high grit sandpaper in a liquid form. And I've read, actually Clay Harrell, and Clay Harrell's great. He does these videos called This Old Pinball Top. and they're fantastic. I watched almost all of them, and I know that he talks about spraying Novus in here, and it just kind of helps smooth things out when it's polishing, when it's removing the rust. It almost like polishes it a little bit, I guess. And so I have some. He says to use Novus 3. I have 2. It's not quite as abrasive as 3, but whatever. We're just going to kind of squeeze some of this in here, I think. I haven't used this in a while. Alright, so we'll just kind of just squeeze a little bit in there. I don't know how much, whatever. I think I've read before to use a cap full, but whatever. That's going to all mix up together. So, alright, I think that's it then. So we're going to put this on, and let's plug it in and see how it reacts here. And we'll just screw this down. Okay. All right, and let's see. All right, you ready for this? Let's plug it in and see how it behaves. Boy, if this thing really works well, this is going to kind of change how I do things, because I'm always screwing around with sandpaper on little parts, and if I can do it with a tumbler, man, that's going to make my life easier. And if I get better results too than the sandpaper. All right, let me get my extension cord here. Okay, we got it plugged in, so let's turn it on. Ooh, look at that! Wow, that is awesome! You guys see how that's working? Look at that! Oh, that is super cool! Wow! All right, so God, I'm actually amazed at how cool that is. It's like a tornado or something the way it's operating. And so all those parts now are just kind of cycling and moving in that media. Boy, that is cool. And we're just going to let this go overnight. So it's right now, it's about 10:15 p.m. So I'm going to let this go overnight. And we'll check it out tomorrow afternoon, see how it's going. I'm just going to let it just keep going. And I've heard that these things can kind of vibrate and move around the floor. On the table, I mean. So I'm going to put it on the floor. I don't want it to vibrate off the table overnight and break. That would be kind of bad. So I'm going to put it on the floor, and we'll just let it do its thing. God, it almost makes me wonder if I could put those larger parts in there. I didn't quite know how it was going to behave. I didn't know it like circulated like that, because that's really cool. That is awesome. All right, so we're going to let this go. And I'll be back in about 12 hours, I think, and we'll see what it does and how it does. So, all right, guys, be right back. All right, guys, it's actually been a few days here. I actually let this go for 3 days. So this thing was churning and churning and churning and rubbing and polishing for 3 days, and I think it turned out pretty good. So let's check out the parts here. Now, this one still has a little bit of surface here, surface kind of pitting. I don't think we're going to get rid of that, but look at the inside here. I mean, you could never get in here with a sander and get all these little nooks and crannies here. So I would say this is pretty much a success here, and it was kind of effortless on my part. And so look at this part here. Looks great, doesn't it? Now we've got some pitting here because the rust kind of ate into the metal, and so this tumbler removed the rust and just kind of left the pitting there. And really, there's nothing we could do to fix that besides replating this. So I think this was a huge success. So I'm going to go ahead and get all the parts out of here. But just look at these. It looks brand new. And I got the screws in here. Now, this is going to be the kind of the fun part, trying to find all these parts in here. That looks pretty great. Because I've got these little screws and nuts and stuff, so I got to find all of these. But these all look really good. And I'm just going to, I guess I could get some kind of a strainer or something maybe to dump this walnut shells into, and maybe just the parts will be left, but it's looking pretty good. So this is not part of the game. Those are part of the tumbler itself. So look at these. And these parts were all rusted. Just look at them. That looks great. Nuts. All right, so I'm going to go through here and pull all these parts out, and then we're going to start putting the coin door back together. But everything is looking pretty damn good here. I must say, I like the tumbler. Look at that. That thing was completely rusted. So yeah, 3 days. I had it running nonstop. I put some Novus in there. These are walnut shells. And I would say this tumbler was a huge success, and it saved me a lot of time. And it was cheap. It was like 35 bucks for this thing on Amazon. Look at that. Looks great. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these parts out of here. Okay, I actually went and got a strainer from the kitchen here. It's like a vegetable strainer or whatever. And I just dumped all the walnut shells from the tumbler into this over the garbage can. And definitely the way to go to get these parts out of the walnut shells. So, okay, so I've got all my parts here all tumbled and clean. And now we're basically just ready to put the coin door back together. And not too hard, just basically the opposite of what we did when taking it apart. Now I have to put the Midway plate back on, and originally this was riveted to the front of the coin door, and I drilled the rivets off. So now we have to put it back on, and the question is, how do we do that? Because I don't have the ability to do the rivets. So what I always do on these Midway coin doors is I go to Ace Hardware, and I get some small screws and nuts, and I attach the nameplate with these. And it looks okay. You know, I've done this a couple times. There's nothing wrong with it. Instead of having rivet heads on this side, we have little screw heads, but it's not a big deal. And we might have to drill these holes just a little bit larger. Yeah, I think we do. Let's see if these screws are going to fit in these holes. Yeah, I'm going to have to drill these holes out just a little bit to get these little screws in there. So let me get my drill bit and my drill and bit here. Let's drill these out just a little bit. Okay, I actually came in here with my my little drill bit here, and I just drilled the holes out just a teeny tiny bit, not much at all. And I got the little screw heads in here. And, you know, listen, I wish I had the ability to do the rivets, but I just don't. So this is the next best thing, and it's cheap. You know, I don't have to go buy a tool. And you know what? It looks perfectly fine. And just these little kind of standard screws, and then we put some nuts on the back, and I'm doing that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put all these nuts on the back here. And that's really all there is to it. There is a guy on Claw that reproduces these Midway coin door, whatever you want to call them, plates, and he sells them on eBay. And he sells them two different ways. He has them with the holes, so you can re-rivet them or do what I'm doing with the screws, or he also has them self-adhesive. And basically you take the old one off, restore your coin door, and then you stick his new one on there. And they look pretty good, actually. I never bought them, but I'm aware that they're out there. But I'm just going to reuse my original, because I don't think it looks too bad, does it? Nah. You know, sometimes, it's okay to save money. You know, you don't have to buy everything. It's okay to reuse some of the old stuff. These are going to be kind of a bear to get on here, aren't they? All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my socket set and just tighten all these down real quick. Okay, I got it all screwed in there. Looks pretty good. It's a little tricky to get these nuts in, but not a big deal. So, all right, let's move on. And I got to kind of remember how this all goes on here. It's always the fun part. So I've got all these parts, these coin mechs. We've got these guys here, which I cleaned up with some Simple Green. So I think we're going to do that first. Let's put these here and make sure they're right side up. These are the 25-cent insert coin kind of little plexis with some reverse silkscreen printing, and these are going to light up from behind. Now, for whatever reason, this coin door didn't have lights on it when I got it, and I went on eBay and I grabbed some new lights. So we're going to wire up the lights, because I definitely want the coin door lights to light up. So I got some new bayonet style coin bulb holders, and these will hold like 555 type bulbs. Is it 555 or 44s? I always get those mixed up. But this is going to go on here like so. Actually, there's a piece. I don't know if I can put this on just yet. There's a piece right here that this goes on over like so. I think I need to put let's get these off. So I'm really trying to remember how the heck this all goes, because I don't. Let's see, these guys go like here. And yeah, these got some rust on them, but I probably should clean up those, actually, looking at this. I can't have that. That is disgusting. How are we gonna do that? I wonder if I have like a wire wheel I can put on my drill. Let me see what I got. All right, let's give this a shot and see what happens. I gotta clean up all the rust on these coin return buttons, because those are gonna be sticking out of the coin door, and we can't have that. So let's see how this works. An okay job. Not perfect. I wonder if I should keep going. These things are seized up too. Wow. There we go. So when you push this button, it's supposed to reject the quarter. If someone puts like a Canadian quarter in here or something that gets jammed up. Oh man, this thing is just all rusted, and now it doesn't want to come out. So the little thing is stuck in here. So this whole thing goes back in. Let me get some like liquid wrench or something and throw that on there. Okay, I sprayed some liquid wrench on here and now it's completely free. So that's good. Maybe I should throw some. This one over here is actually not bad. It's a little. Let's throw a little on here. There you go. That actually worked nice. Stuff's a little sloppy though, so we gotta make sure we clean it all up. Alright, I think I'm gonna get some sandpaper and just sand this up a little bit better here. Let me get some real quick. Okay, I basically just sanded the heck out of these the best I could, and I think they look pretty good, actually. Not perfect, but pretty good. It'll do. Okay, so let's get back here to putting this thing together here, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this whole thing together and basically just put all these parts on. They're all in relatively good shape now, so it's just time to put it back together. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I got everything back on here, and let's look from the front. I think it looks pretty good. It looks great. I mean, considering where we were, this looks damn good. So, I'm very pleased with that. So now we just need to put this back on the hinge, which should just take a second here. We just gotta screw the hinge onto this, and just kind of come in here. Make sure I'm not putting this on upside down. I don't know if it matters. Yeah, there's only one way it can go on. So, and there's just 3 screws that hold the hinge onto the frame. And let me see if I can get those started. Okay, we have the hinge back on, and so let's go like this. Okay, so it's looking pretty damn sharp. Now, the one thing I got to do, though, is I have to wire this thing back up, and we've got loose wires here and here. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to kind of look at the schematic to figure this out, because we need to wire up the coin door lights. I've got 2 loose wires here, 2 loose wires here. This looks like these go to this switch. These probably go to the slam switch, which is right here. I'm guessing, yep. And the slam switch is held on with the coin door lock, and it's going to go right here. And then these 2 wires look like they go on there. And then these 2 wires look like they fell off of this switch. Okay, so we're going to have to wire that on. And, just trying to make heads or tails what's going on here. This has to be a ground. This must go here. And then we have all these wires coming out that we're going to have to wire up to our new Molex connector, our new amp connector that goes to the harness. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go get the schematic and just kind of take a look at this. Okay, I actually figured something out here. I was trying to make heads or tails of what's going on, and I noticed that someone had spliced into this. Now remember, this cabinet was converted to JAMA, and it looks like when they did that, they hacked this thing up. It looks like these 2 coin switches are wired together, and they're going to the white and yellow wire, which is wrong, because this is supposed to be going to the coin meter, and it looks like the coin meter is not hooked up. That's kind of what I'm figuring out here. So I think I'm just going to have to I'll make this all work, because if I put my meter in continuity, and I come over here, okay, so the white and yellow meter is going to this coin switch, and it's also going to that coin switch, which is wrong, because these 2 coin switches should both have their own sets of wires, because the game actually reads the right and the left coin switch as being unique to each other, as being unique. And the way this is wired up, they're the same. So they hacked it up in here and basically put these both on the same circuit, probably because JAMA maybe has, no, I think JAMA has 2 coin switches. But regardless, that's how it's wired up. Not a big deal. I just got to keep that in mind when I'm wiring this to the cabinet. And I'm guessing, let's see, this is the slam switch. And if I look on the schematic over here, the slam switch should be blue and yellow, or brown and yellow. So if I come over here, blue, let's see where the slam switch is going. And as long as I can kind of make sense of this, I can wire it properly to the cabinet. And really, what I'm concerned about is the lights and the coin switches. I mean, we are going to eventually put this on free play, but I guess if I'm going to go through the effort here, I might as well just go all the way and figure everything out and just wire it up correct. in case someone down the road wants to use coins if I decide to get rid of it. No, I'm not selling this game. All right, let's see where the slam switch is going. It's going nowhere. Okay, so they... Look at that. So the slam switch is going nowhere. So this has totally been cut up and hacked up. Shit. I think I need the slam switch for the test mode to get in and out of it properly. Alright, we're going to have to wire that up right. I got to figure out where the slam switch is going. So it's coming in here. Oh, I could see there's an orange wire cut right there. Yeah, that was going to the coin counter, I think. So yeah, this whole thing was hacked up. So that's the orange. So this orange wire is going nowhere. I could see that right there. I wonder where that was supposed to go. I probably should run a wire. I got to figure out where this blue and yellow wire is ending and then continue it on. Oh, I could see. Here's where they spliced everything in. So that's why the colors are changing. So they're combining all this shit. Oh, man. Yeah, this is a bit of a mess. I think I'm just going to have to wire up. I'm going to have to almost rewire this whole thing. I don't want to do that. So they tapped in all in here. Brown and white and black. What is that supposed to go to? Brown and white is... Oh, that's coin. Oh, that... Okay. So here's where they splice together the two coin meters. Okay, so I can undo that. They spliced it into one. Okay, so that's why they're both coming to that one wire. Okay. And blue and yellow looks like it's never making its way down here. And that's for... Oh, man, this is a hack job. So they got this ground wire. The yellow is the ground. The ground wire is cut right here for some reason. So here's the blue and yellow. And it looks like it's just kind of vanishing underneath here. Ah, there's where it's cut. Okay, so there's the slam switch. So I'm going to put a wire in here and continue that on. So the slam switch will work. And... yeah, I just want to fix all of this. All right, there's our slam switch wire right there. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to add a wire there and then continue that on. And then I can hook up the slam switch. We can hook the switches up. I'm going to keep those on as one. I guess I could not. Yeah, we should probably fix that too. Get both of those. So you could see right here, here's the two coin meters coming in and they spliced them together, so we only had essentially one coin meter. So I'm going to have to continue that along. Okay. We're going to continue the slam switch down, so that'll take care of that. So this is coin meter 1, coin meter 2, slam switch. I need to run wires for my new lights. And the only other thing then that's kind of hacked up here is the coin meter. I'm almost wondering if I don't even worry about the coin meter, just let it go. Because that's been hacked up too. We might let the coin meter go. Do we need this to work? Because I'm going to have it on free play anyway. This is never going to get used. So I think I'm not going to hook the coin meter up. So what I'm going to do right now is get my soldering iron. Let's wire up our lights and our switches and get ready then to make our little connector to go to the cabinet. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and just kind of repair the wires that fell off. And I know that the yellow is ground. That's common. So I know that this came off of here. So I'm going to come in here with my soldering iron and just kind of reapply it. I'm actually using the old solder on here, which is probably okay. Maybe not. Let's see if we can twist this and just kind of fold it over. And come in here with some new solder. Great, they both came off. All right. Yeah, this isn't very exciting, is it? But I gotta fix all this. Because when they jammed this thing, they hacked it up, obviously. It's a real shame, isn't it? But luckily, you know, the Midway documentation is pretty tight. So this isn't that bad, really. I just gotta kind of step back and just kind of pay attention to the documentation and the schematic and use some common sense, and we can figure this out. I'm going to strip these wires, start fresh. Okay. Okay, so now let's put this wire back on that switch. Gonna get the old solder off here and see if I can reveal the hole. See if I can add some new solder first. You know, all these switches always have that little hole in the center, which does help when soldering wires to these, because you can just put the wire through the hole. Like so. Okay. Okay, so that's back on. And then over here we've got these two which go to the slam switch, which we do need because the slam switch is one of the buttons that you push in the test mode. And so currently I was unable to use this to get in and out of it, because you can like reset the game with the slam switch. I think I'm gonna heat this up and then try to use my solder pullet to get the old stuff out of here. And the slam switch is held on with the lock, which I don't have on here right now. Should probably go downstairs and grab a lock. Alright, let's come in here and see if we can clean this up. Okay. Okay, there you go. So now we could put these wires back in here. And it doesn't matter which way they go in here. Just gonna put them in the holes and then we'll solder them on here. Okay, like so. Not really liking how that's sitting on there. Okay, that should be good. Okay, that's on. So now I need to add some wires for the lights, and I'm gonna go positive, positive, ground, ground, and then have them come out the other side. And I'm gonna reuse this stuff here. This is like, is this 22 gauge? This should be okay for this. This is only like 5 volts for the light. Okay, so basically the idea here is we're gonna run 5 volts to these lights, and I believe 5 volts is on that harness. We'll double check. And I'm just gonna come over here, throw 5 volts right here, and we'll solder that to this tab, and then it's gonna come over here, and now I need a ground wire. So coin door lights usually run on 5 volts or 12 volts, depends on the game. And it looks like this one's 5 volts, if I was looking at the wiring diagram correctly. Okay, let's throw some solder on here. And yeah, these are brand new bulb holders. Got these on eBay, I think from Twisted Quarter. Okay. And we're just going to run the ground wire now through here. We'll make our connection at the other light. Like so. And we'll go ahead and cut this right here. And then we're going to need another positive, another red wire, and another black wire that's going to go into the harness. Like so. Okay. Alright guys, I actually lost my audio on a couple of these clips here. Actually, I think my microphone wasn't plugged in all the way. Anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm basically wiring up the coin door lights. I'm wiring them in parallel. Each light bayonet holder has 2 tabs. One for positive, one for negative. And so basically, I'm just connecting the positives. I'm going positive to positive, and then negative to negative, and then I'm ending up with 2 wires. Then they're going to go to the coin door. And so the red wire from the coin door goes to the first light, the first tab, and then it continues on to the next tab on the next light, and then same thing with the negative. And yeah, so and right now I'm just putting some heat shrink tubing on here, just cleaning things up. And really, in general, this thing is completely hacked up, and I'm just fixing all this, and I'm discovering little hacks as I go along. And I'm just trying to fix it so I can use it. And really, I'm mostly concerned with the coin switches and the coin lights. Coin counter, I'm not that worried about. That doesn't work. And I do want the slam switch to work too. So I'm just going through here and I'm extending the wires that were cut so they can reach the harness. And just cleaning it up with heat shrink tubing and some zip strips here. Just trying to make it look nice. And also trying to keep track of what wires are what and how things are spliced, because I do have to tap this into the harness. Okay, so I got the coin door on, and I just put one single nut right there just to hold it on for now. And so now we got to start making our connections. So let's open it up, and so you can see we have our little harness there that we made, and we got to basically plug it into that amp connector. And so what I'm going to do now, and here's the amp connector. I got that from Bob Roberts, and it's a 9-pin amp connector. It only goes on one way, and you can kind of see how it goes on there, maybe. It has like these little half moons, so you can only put it on one way, and I'm just trying to figure out which way it goes on, but it goes on like that. And so anyway, for now, though, we're just going to put the pins on, though, because for testing, I'm not going to use that connector just yet, because if you use that connector, it's kind of permanent once you put them in there. So here's the Molex crimper I'm going to be using. This is from Buffett Arcade Buffet. So thanks, buddy, for letting me use that crimper, because that thing's been a lifesaver on this restore. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take my little amp pins, and I need to use the male pins because the connector it's going to has female pins. And I'm trimming the wire back so it's about 1/8 inch long. And here I am. I'm putting the amp pin in. And you want to put it in the A slot on this one. These size pins go in the A. And just kind of clamp it down so it stays in place. And you can see how it's in there. And then we're going to take our wire and just put it in there just a little bit so that the rubber sheathing is just kind of barely in there, and crimp it. And there you go. So I'm going to go ahead now and just crimp the rest of them off camera. And I'll be right back. Okay, I got all of the pins on here. I actually was short one, so it looks like we're not going to be able to hook up the slam switch right now. I'm going to have to order these parts. I think this wire here is for the slam switch, and I was short a amp pin, so it looks like I'm going to have to order some of these amp pins. Probably just go on eBay. So anyway, we're all ready now to kind of test this out. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put these pins in the connector yet. I'm just going to put them in here first and then test it, make sure everything's working. Then we'll put these in the connector. And so we have to kind of figure out what's going on here. So these 2 blue wires, I know, are our coin meters, okay? And that's brown and white. The blue wires I have, let me see, just make sure. I've got actually these blue wires right here. And is that right? No, it's not right. Let me see. So I'm going to take my multimeter, and I'm just going to kind of make sure that these wires are going to where I think they're going. So this one right here should be a coin meter. A coin. Okay, so this one is for sure one of the coin mechs. And let's look at our little cheat sheet here. So I went and got the wiring diagram, and so coin 1 is brown and white, and coin 2 is brown and blue. So if we look on here,
brown and white is this one right here. And then brown and blue is the next one. So brown and white is right here. Okay. And then the other coin meter is brown and blue, which is the wire right next to it. And so the other coin wire should be this one, I think. Let's double check. It is. Okay. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm just using a continuity test to verify that I know the wires are going to the right spot. So this is indeed the other coin switch. So that should be this one right here, which is brown and blue. Okay. All right. So now we got to figure out the lights. So it says here the lights are orange and blue, orange and black, and gray and red. So I'm not sure about that. I think I'm going to use my multimeter to test those out, but it should be these ones right here. And the yellow is common, that's our ground. And so yellow is spliced into a black wire, which is going to be, I think, this one right here. So let's just kind of make sure this is our ground. Actually, our common. So this should be for yellow. Yep, okay. So this goes to yellow, which is common. So let's see what we have left over here. I'm kind of hesitant to put all these on. All right, so I got red and blue for our. So the coin switches should all be hooked up now, and this is for our lights. This is for our slam switch, and then these last two should be for the coin meter. I'm really hesitant to hook these up because this was all spliced here, and I don't really know why. And I can't easily test continuity on this because it kind of disappears into that thing. So for now, I'm going to leave these out. And let's turn the game on and make sure the coin switches are working. And then I also want to take my meter to figure out where to tap in for my lights. So let me plug the game in real quick. Okay, the game is on right now. If you guys can see, game's running. So what I want to do right now is make sure these coin switches work. That one works. That one works. Okay, so that's a success. So now I want to figure out where our voltage is, because I'm a little unclear on this, to be honest. And because it should be orange and black and gray and red. So I'm going to come in here carefully with my meter, and we're going to try to figure out where the voltages are. I'm going to put on auto sensing because I'm not sure if it's going to be AC or DC voltage. Probably would be AC, I'm not sure. Let's see if you guys can see that. I think so. Alright, so I need to carefully come in here, and I think this orange wire is our positive. And this one right here. Okay, so we've got 11.5 volts DC. So that's, I'm pretty certain that is our coin door lights. Because, let's take a look at the wiring diagram. Because it says orange and black and green and red. I bet you it's green and red. Yeah, it's green and red and orange and red. It doesn't really quite jive up with this. This says coin door display lights, OB and gray red. And then for our coin meter, it should be, it's unregulated 5 volts. So the coin meter is getting 5 volts, and it's white and yellow and white and brown. Let's see if we can figure that out. So that one, white and yellow and white and brown. So it's going to be this guy right here, and white and brown. Let's see. So, coin meter is white and yellow and white and brown. White and yellow and white and brown. Where's white and brown? it's white, and white and yellow. Okay, that should be our coin meter. I think when we pulse this, we should get 5 volts. Yeah, see it move there? That's the coin meter, isn't it? Probably got it backwards. Let's see. Because every time you hit that, you're getting some voltage. It's negative, though. Alright, I'm not sure what to do about that, to be honest. So, it looks like our coin door... I don't know what that was about. So our coin door lights are going to be this orange and red and green and red. That's my guess. This is ground. 11.4. Just curious if I come over here. There's 5 volts right there. So I can hook up the coin door lights to 5. That 5 volts though, that white and yellow, that's meant for the coin counter. So it looks to me that the 12 volts is for the coin door. So orange and red and green and red. So the green is the ground. And so I'm going to go ahead now and put this here. And put our black over here. And now we should have voltage going. Now we should have voltage going to the coin door. So let me get some bulbs here and let's try that out. Okay, I went and got some 161s, which are 12 volt bayonet style bulbs. These are like the 555s, except these are for 12 volts. So let's put these in here. It should light up if I did this right. And it looks like I did. Okay. Alright, so we've got lights. The only thing that's not hooked up right now is a slam switch because I'm short an amp connector. But I know that's going to work. And, yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put this connector on. I probably should turn the game off. Let me unplug it real fast. Okay, I have the game turned off here. And I'm just going to go ahead now and put my amp connector on. And I got to just kind of carefully do this. Looks like, see, this has like little kind of polarity to it. See those little half moons, and then some of them are circles. So we had to kind of line this up, and it's going to go on like this. Yep, like that. So it's going to pull these out one at a time. Going to line this up. Okay, so this one is going to go right here. So now I've got 3 wires left, and you know, I'm just kind of a chicken. For some reason, I don't want to hook that coin counter up. I just don't trust what's going on here because of the splices, and I don't really think I need it. I'm just going to leave these hanging right now, and then later we're going to hook up the we'll hook up the slam switch when I get that. I don't like how this one went in though. This one didn't seem to go in all the way. Let me get my little screwdriver here. So, I mean, this isn't too bad, right? This wasn't too bad. It's just a matter of just kind of getting your head around what's going on. Okay, so now we should be able to put this on. Okay. And then leave those out for now. Let's turn the game on. And make sure everything still works. Alright, we got our lights. Okay. Coin door lights are on. That's good. Let's make sure that works. That works. It's hitting the wire. Okay. So, yeah, that's a success. Okay, we got our coin doors all hooked up. We got the lights working, whereas it had no lights before. And we got 12 volts going to it. The only thing that's not hooked up right now is the coin counter. But, you know, I don't know. Should I hook that up? I'm scared to hook it up. I just don't trust what's going on there with that splicing. So, anyway, that's going to do it for this video. It's getting late here on Sunday, and it is Father's Day, so I need to edit this video and get it uploaded. So we'll come back in a couple days here because I'm going to, after this, we're going to attack the tape player. That's happening next, absolutely, but I'm happy to say, though, that the coin door is all hooked up now and working, and the lights, because that was definitely something I needed to do. Yeah, not really that exciting, right? But we needed to do it, guys. So it looks good. I think we did an okay job. You know, we just basically had to make heads or tails of what was going on in here with the hacking, and I think it's pretty good. God, I don't know what to do about the. I'm so scared to plug in that coin counter because there's 5 volts going to it, and let's see, we've got yellow and white over here, and then this one is just white. Does that even match what's going on over here? Yeah, yellow and white, and then just white. So it does match. Should we hook it up? Yeah, why not? Because, but then it goes over here and it gets hacked. See this? This is what bothers me. It comes in here and it gets hacked to this black, which I think is, yeah, maybe we should just hook it up. What should I do? What should I do? You know what? I'm going to chicken out. We're not going to hook it up. I just don't see a need because I don't need the coin counter, and we'll just leave those 2 wires right there. They're fine. They're not hurting anybody. I can zip strip them too here. The coin counter is disconnected. I'm going to have this game on free play anyway, so because if I push these things in here, they're in there for good, and there's no getting them out because I already cooked in all of these. So am I being a big baby here? I've got, what, blue and yellow. Yeah, so this one, yellow is yellow and white, and then purple is just plain white, which totally matches what's going on over here. White, and then yellow and white. And then if I look at the diagram, I don't know why I'm being such a pansy about this. Let's see. Coin meter return is white and brown, white and yellow. Yeah, see, it says white is the 5 volts unregulated, and then it goes to white and yellow after the meter. Coin meter return is white and brown. See, it doesn't really jive because there's no white and brown here. There's white and yellow, and then just plain old white. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's brown and white. So there's only 2 wires we're not using, so I know it's just those 2 wires right there. I should just do it. Yeah, let's do it. All right, so white and yellow goes to yellow. Okay, so let's come in here. Let me get the tripod back on. I'm just going to trust that everything's fine. Okay, so white and yellow is going to just yellow. So that's this guy right here. Should probably do it with the game off. It doesn't matter. White and yellow goes to just yellow, which is right here. And plug this. Okay. Okay, so white and yellow. And then this blue one, this blue wire is spliced in. Where's that going? That blue wire is going to just plain white.
which is this one right here. Okay, let's plug it in. All right, we got our coin doors. So we're not blowing any fuse. Let's see if that coin meter works now. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. I guess I shouldn't have done that. My instincts were correct. Hang on, let me unplug the game. My instincts were 1000% spot on. Don't plug that in. Don't plug that coin meter in. You don't know what's going on with it. Because I saw it was all spliced here. I mean, the odds of it going to the right spot, I knew were like 0. I wonder if we could figure this out. Because the white and yellow wire, I don't know where the hell that's going. Because it's spliced in here, and it's spliced in here. I don't know. What I probably could do is cut this and then re-splice it. So what I'm tempted to do right now, because this wire, the white and the blue come up in here, yellow and the blue, then it goes to this. Undo this real quick so you can see what's going on. And great. Now I'm going to sit here and waste my time trying to get the coin meter to work. That's not right. That is. Okay, so what exactly is happening in here? So they spliced the coin meter in right here, okay? And I'm not really sure. The thing is, I don't even care if the coin meter is working, because like I said, I'm going to have this game on free play. So why am I wasting my time with this? All right, let's come in here, just undo all this and see what's going on. All right, so here's the coin meter wires, and they spliced that to yellow and white, that's right. But then this black wire is going, the other wire in this is going to here, to a black. See, something is weird here, because they got the yellow and white, which is right. Yeah, this white and yellow one is good. We need this one. Okay, that's supposed to be going to that. But then this is happening here. What is this tubing on here? Is that, there's no splice there. So that goes to a black. And then it just disappears in here. Oh, I bet you this. It's like I almost have to take this electrical tape off here to see what's really happening. And you thought we were done. I just couldn't let this go, right? All right, so what the hell is happening here? The coin meter, look at that. It's wired into the coin switch. Why the hell did they do that? So this one is right, but this one needs to go to... That's weird. Why the hell did they do that? So this brown and white, yep. Okay, so we need to cut this. Alright. And then this, so we got the white, and this needs to go to the white wire, which is right here. Right. So where does the white wire go? It's white and yellow. Ah, here it is. The white wire goes nowhere. So now, if we reconnect this, this should fix it. So if we reconnect this to this, then everything should work. Wrong tool. Okay, so we're going to connect this to this. You know, I guess it's good that I'm doing this. So this needs shrink tubing. What a mess. So we're going to reconnect these. And then we're going to connect the white to the black, and then everything should be back to normal. Let me get my soldering iron here. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and resplice the brown and the white, which is right here. So what's the moral here? I don't know. You know, don't be afraid to figure out hacked up games, because I am. It's worth it, I guess, to get this all back to how it was. And this one goes to that. Okay, so let's throw some solder on there. Okay, and this one right here. Okay. And so now we can just come in here with our shrink tubing. Okay, so if we did that right, which I think we did, ow, that's hot. We have yellow and white going to our coin counter. Everything should be perfect now. So let's plug the game back in and let's test it out. It's weird that they did this to this game. Like, you know, I know they converted it to JAMA, but why do they have to mess with the coin counter and all that? It's just strange. Okay, the game's on. The lights are on. Let's do this. Good. Good. All right, so let's watch this. It's not advancing. That is not advancing. I don't know what to make of that. It's not advancing. Erg. So we have it hooked up right? Could it be backwards? No, it's not, because I got yellow and white. Unless this is spliced somewhere. What happened to my monitor? What's going on up there? Picture's all stretched. It's weird. It's all out of alignment. Ugh. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I got the wires all back on here, and you know what? The coin counter just doesn't work. I don't know what to make of that. You know what? It's possible that this coin counter itself is actually bad, so I don't care. You know what? I'm moving on, because the lights work, the switches work. That's all that matters right now for me. I do need to figure out what the heck happened with my monitor. Because I haven't turned this game on in a while, and it's all out of whack. I don't know what happened here. Like, the picture got stretched. So I'll play with that. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. You know, it was a lot of busy work, unnecessary busy work. It actually took me a long time today to get that coin door squared away, but I needed to do it. So, again, in the next video, we are going to be addressing that cassette interface board, so stay tuned for that. So, all right, guys, let's go back down to the basement. All right, guys, there you have it. That was part number 9 of the Journey restoration. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And I got to tell you something. After I filmed the video, right, remember I said the monitor was out of whack? Well, I started playing with the monitor and it died. The monitor died. It's dead. It's completely dead. And I don't know what is up with it, because I've tested everything and everything seems okay. The B plus voltage went high, like 140 volts. I adjusted it down to 120, still dead. The monitor is black as night. I got no HV. I can't. If I turn the flyback up, the screen's still black. I think I got a bad flyback. That's what I think. Now, if you guys remember, I put a brand new flyback in there from Bob Roberts, and I know that there's some bad flybacks out there. You know, these things are made in China. You know, they're not... I don't know what the quality control is, but I've heard some stories about guys getting these brand new flybacks and they only last a week or they die immediately, and I suspect that I have a bad flyback. So right now, the game is dead. It's playing blind, which really sucks because I need to get the game done this week because I'm having my annual summer party this weekend. So I ordered a new flyback already from Bob. I really hope it's the flyback. I'm kind of taking a chance, but I played with that monitor a lot tonight, and I cannot figure out what's wrong with it. And if you remember, we rebuilt that thing. You know, new hot, new flyback, a new cap kit. I mean, we've done it all, and that was a great monitor. It looked great. It was running great, and all of a sudden, bam, it just died. So, real bummer. So anyway, we'll address that in the next video. I think the next video, though, I might jump ahead here while the monitor's down, and we're going to work on the cabinet, I think. I kind of think that might be what we do next. So anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys liked it. And by the way, if you've never subscribed to my channel, now's a great time. Go ahead and click subscribe. I release new videos on Sundays and sometimes in between. And also check out my 2 podcasts. One is called Arcade Outsiders at arcadeoutsiders.com. The other is Video Game Outsiders at videogameoutsiders.com. I do both those podcasts live starting at 9 p.m. Eastern on allgames.com. And also, I do want to apologize for the audio quality in this episode. I know at the end there was about 15 minutes with some pretty crappy audio. I just didn't have my microphone plugged in all the way. I'm sorry, guys. So hopefully you were able to understand what was happening and hear me clearly. I think I adjusted the EQ enough to where it was okay, but whatever. So I'll do better next time. I don't want that to happen again, because that's actually disastrous. You know, I spent all this time in the garage making these videos. I can't have bad audio, so I'm sorry about that. So, all right, guys, that's it for me. I'll see you next time. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and take care. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Bye. Bye.